Back when do-it-yourself wasn't a trend, but an actual way of life, it almost felt wasteful to buy something that you could make yourself. So when one of my sisters got a sudden craving for taffy, there was no running to the corner store. She convinced my other sister to help her make some at home, and it ended in disaster for the entire family. Here's the story. The taffy recipe seemed simple enough. Water, sugar, butter, some flavoring, and a little heat. What could go wrong? But anybody who's made taffy knows that the secret isn't in the recipe, but it's in the process of pulling the taffy. You have to stretch the taffy again and again, pulling it to work in the air to get it to the correct consistency, giving it a light, chewy texture. That's why factories use taffy pulling machines. But we didn't have any machines. We just had two determined girls with lots of optimism to make this taffy a reality. So they grabbed their lump of taffy and started the process. At first it was great fun. They were laughing and smiling and having a great old time. But after a short time, they realized that something was off. Maybe a mistake in the recipe, maybe just bad luck. But for some reason, the taffy was really sticky, like industrial strength glue sticky. Before long, it was clinging to their hands, their arms, their clothes, their hair. It was everywhere, and they could not get out of it. And the more they tried to pull, the worse it got. It was like two human flies being caught in an ever-expanding spider web. To end this madness, my mother decided to get involved. So she grabbed the can of Crisco and rode to the rescue. She slathered up her hands and arms and was convinced that the greasiness would help protect her from getting stuck. And it couldn't have been more than 30 seconds later when she was just this stuck, elbow deep in this madness, and so now there were 3 of them stuck in this mess. Well, that, coincidentally, is when Dad walked in from doing his chores outside. He took one look at this candy chaos in the kitchen and scowled. Never one to entertain much nonsense, my dad decided to dive right in and help them out of their sticky situation. He greased up, but 10 seconds later, he too was stuck. So now there were 4 of them stuck in this mess. I don't remember much laughter going on, especially once my dad got stuck. He was not happy. So now there were 4 of them stuck, and that image just lives in my mind. The 4 of them stuck in this mess, just pulling at each other, yelling at each other, and trying to escape. The only good news is I didn't get involved. And in reality, I don't remember how they got free, or if the taffy got eaten, or if it just got thrown away because it was all full of hair and dirt and outside dirt from when my dad got involved. But we probably did eat it because we didn't throw away much of anything at that point in time. What I do remember is standing off to the side, not getting involved, as I watched this live-action Four Stooges skit take place in our house. And for once, it was not at my expense. So we never made taffy again, and in reality, that was probably the correct call. Do you have a funny story of making candy at home? If so, I'd love to hear about it. Drop it in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the story, hit the thumb, hit the bell, subscribe, and as always, sincerely, thank you for watching.